spring game I thought was Prince Strong. Dude looks like he, could go out there right now. Or the question, why did he gray shirt?
Yeah, some of that too just goes into numbers, right? And so there's only a certain amount of roster spots that you can have, and at that point, that was the plan from the get-go when we were recruiting him.
Yeah.
So the gray shirt deal I thought worked out really well for him. Obviously with his background too, it's kind of an easier transition in the springtime, and he killed it, right? He came in, handled his business as a person, student, and as obviously as an athlete, and he's continuing to grow. And I think it was the best thing that probably could have happened for him is that extra time to kind of get things squared away. And it wasn't such a fast and furious start.
So did he just develop a ton working with his brother in Indy the year that he gray shirted?
Well, I think there's a lot of things like some guys, they're not going to put the time and effort and work into it.
Yeah.
Prince, he loves this process, right? He loves the weight room. He loves the film. He loves studying. He's always texting, calling, asking questions. He loves the information. So you really know when he was with his brother in Indy, like when his brother was at practice, like Prince was working.
Yeah.
He wasn't just hanging out, eating chips and watching TV. Like he was out there working, and it showed when he came to campus back in January. So that's the type of dude he is, and I'm excited to see him continue to have that type of growth because that's the type of person he is.
Does he actually text you?
He texts, he calls, FaceTimes every once in a while.
About what?
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants information. He always wants to meet. He's banging down the door, which is awesome. He's always hungry for knowledge.
So you're trying to have dinner with your wife, and you get a FaceTime about some installation?
It might be sometimes, yeah. Shoot, Sarah might know the installation better than I do sometimes. She's been studying it up too.
That's awesome. Obviously, the Latrell thing sucks. But when you lose a guy like that, does it? I don't know. After they get over, like, crap, we lost a teammate. Is there, an emphasis from your guys of like, there's 50 catches that just left. Someone's got to step up.
No, I don't know if that's the approach, that really guys are taking. Obviously, our hearts go out to Latrell.
Yeah.
Number one, because we love him as a person. Really sad because he was really picking it up, playing with a lot of confidence towards the end of last fall, had a really good off season. And, my message to him was like, your roles is going to be a little bit different, right? But we're still going to need your leadership. We're still going to need your knowledge as a football player, seeing it from a different lens than maybe I would to your teammates. And at the end of the day, everybody's got to step up.
Yeah.
I got to step up because we lost a really good player. But I know his teammates love him and they want to put their best foot forward too. And, it's open competition.
Yeah.
Right? It's competition. That's what our room has been bred on. And those guys are really excited to take that next step this fall camp of competing every single day.
I think maybe this is just me being wrong about it, but for the last couple of years, I've thought of Billy Bowens basically as a deep threat. Mm-hmm. And first of all, is that unfair to him? And secondly, has he worked on, a route tree and trying to, become a more complete receiver over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think Billy has the ability to stretch the field vertically, right? I think his ability to run routes has improved tremendously over the last couple of years. And some of it's just stylistically of what we were doing towards the end of last season, what we can build upon, what we were doing really well, and putting guys in the right positions to go be successful. I think that goes for really all those guys, Billy, Steph, and Emac, and Shea Whiting, Prince, all those guys. And so that's where it's fun for us as a staff to be able to collaborate. And what's this guy do really well? Let's put him in that position to go do that really successfully, and that's going to make the Broncos successful. And so that's what's fun for us.
You keep mentioning Shea Whiting, dude. What has he done the last couple of weeks to get you so excited?
No, I think he's done a really nice job in spring, even from winter to spring to summer, of just showing up every single day, being consistent. Really taking the next step in the classroom in terms of the film room stuff, of being dialed in and being confident there. Because when he's confident, he goes plays fast. He's going to make some plays, and he brings a certain mentality of, all right, we're going to go ask him to go block a safety. He's going to go block a safety.
Yeah.
And for us, for our style of offense and who we want to be mentally, mentality-wise, mindset-wise, like, you're going to get the ball, you're going to go block your butt off.
Yeah.
And he's done a really nice job of buying into that.
Yeah. It seemed like Eric McAllister last year, like, I don't know if he was expecting to maybe have the role he did, and maybe just comes in and is just like feeling free, like, hey, I don't know if I was expecting this. And then you have a whole off season with that and the expectations grow. What are you really like trying to work on with him, mentally of understanding his role, and then, physically too?
I think for Eric, he had success last fall physically, right? He made some plays in big-time games and had that success. He got taste for it. he came back after Christmas break and he was like, I gotta grow myself in other areas. Right? I gotta grow myself in the classroom with my academics. I gotta be better in the film room. I gotta be better in the training room. I gotta be better in the weight room. And he's done a really nice job in those areas. And for him to take that next step of who he wants to be as a player, he needed to grow in those other areas.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see him continue to grow. He's got a good big chip on his shoulder where he wants to keep proving people wrong and go make some more plays. And he's got that taste of success. So he wants more of it, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see him take the next step because he did take a next step in the season.
Yeah. Someone mentioned, and it could be completely wrong, tell me if it is, that Bush has tried to make this very pro style in how he calls things, where the calls are very lengthy, could be spider XY banana or whatever, and that's going to allow you guys on some level to run the same play almost, but the way Talon calls it, the receivers are lining up in different spots, and then the defense thinks it's a different play.
Right.
Is that right or is that wrong?
Yeah, I think there's a little there's some truth behind all that. There's obviously certain mechanisms we can use to keep we obviously remember we want to keep it simple for our guys.
Yeah.
Right? So like everything we do is very calculated, very simple for our guys to go execute with great tempo in the pre-snap, where they feel confident as all get out to go execute their job when that ball is snapped. And maybe that's adding a word here or there, maybe that's taking a word out too.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends on the circumstance, but it does allow for our guys to go play fast and confident. In that pre-snap, and then with the ball snap, it's like, I know my job.
Yeah.
There's no thought process behind it. I know, hey, if he does that, I'm gonna do this. If he does that, I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna move on.
So is it easier for player? I've always wondered this. I think back to those Oregon teams where their play calls were like one word or something, and it's like I don't know what is easier as a player to just hear the whole verbiage and know where your spot is, or hear like banana and be like, oh, banana's this, but then you got to remember 1,800 bananas or whatever. Like, what's easier?
Different for everybody, right?
Okay.
So everybody's kind of got their different little learning styles. Even for us who, like I grew up in the total pro style Boise State offense where play calls were lengthy. Lengthy, we huddled, right? Huddle was like a foreign thing now, but like we huddled back then.
Yeah.
And then there's other guys who's like, one word where they know everything from the where they line up to the play. Like maybe that's easier for them.
Yeah.
But everybody's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, I think everybody, for us as coaches, we got to make it simple as we can for those guys to go play fast and confidently.
Sweet. Did you watch